Hello, Earthlings. How are you today? Welcome to the show. First Contact Radio is the place. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed your holiday. All right, let's jump into our cosmic weather for today. Starting off with spaceweather.com. Solar wind is going at 318.1 kilometers per second. Our planetary K-index is a 0, expected no more than a 1, and we do have an M-class flare possibility. It's at 50% chance right now, but very low as far as any sort of geomagnetic storm. We're told here that a CME hit Earth. Actually, CME targets Mars and Earth. A new sunspot, 1387, erupted during the late hours of Christmas Day, producing an M4 class flare, hurling a CME towards Earth and Mars. Got an animation here to check this further. It says the CME is expected to deliver a glancing blow to Earth's magnetic field on December 28th and a direct hit on planet Mars on the 30th. Using onboard radiation sensors, NASA's Curiosity rover might be able to sense the CME when it passes the rover's spacecraft en route to Mars. On Earth, NOAA forecasters estimate a 30-40% chance of geomagnetic storms on the 28th when the CME and an incoming solar wind stream could arrive in quick succession, so stay tuned for that. Now, astrologically, we are in the sign of Capricorn, and the sun is in Capricorn, the moon is in Capricorn. Remember, Capricorn is the earth-based sign. It's an earth sign. Things that it deals with are of an earthly or of a physical nature. Henceforth, let's look at the holidays. We give presents. Presents are physical things that are shared and given during this Capricornian time. It's a time to focus on these, but it's also a time to look past these. In tarot, a card which also helps to define and explain a bit astrologically. The card assigned to Capricorn is the tarot card of the devil. Now, at first glance, it might seem that this is a bad card, and this is bad because it talks about the devil. But in actuality, it's about looking past illusions, and it's a reminder that even though there is the physical, earthly things going on, we need to look past into the deeper spiritual aspects, past the physical. And as we do, we really start to see that the physical is just an illusion to something much deeper behind it. So that is the importance of what we learned in that lesson. The moon phase is just starting. We got a new moon kicking us into a new cycle. And our dream spell for today is the blue electric hand. I activate in order to know bonding healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of magic, and today is a galactic activation portal, so we've got that double energy working and available for us. And on the Gregorian calendar, it is Monday, December 26th, 2011. So there you have it. That's our cosmic weather for today. Now, starting things off, where do we want to start off the news here? I think we're going to start the news off. Let's go right off this one. This is a good one. This is about SOPA. You heard about the SOPA bill, the Stop Internet Piracy or Stop Online Piracy. Well, got some really good information for you about that, because the people who are putting the bill out and the people who are actually trying to come down on you for the internet piracy are the very same ones who put out the software and have encouraged you to go and do the downloadings that you've done. So I'm going to play this. This will help you to understand a bit more of what is going on. Here we go. Let's check this out.
Jeepers Media on YouTube, and I've got a secret. It's a deep, dark secret. I'm telling you, you're going to be one of the first to find out. You know this SOPA law they're trying to pass, Stop Online Piracy? Well, guess what? The same people that are trying to get the law passed and have put up like $100 million in lobbying costs to get this law passed so they can control the internet are the same people that distributed the file sharing software. That's right. They're the ones that actually profited from the distribution of the software and taught people how to use it, and then turned around and sued people like you for billions of dollars. They did. I'm not kidding. Just look up Joel Tenenbaum. They sued him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Poor college kid. They sue single moms for millions for downloading 24 songs. Hey, Google the name Jamie Rassett Thomas. Look at that. They sued and got $1.9 million judgment out of this single mom, and you are next with SOPA. They're going to sue you when SOPA passes. They want to make even a little bit of copyright infringement a felony online. If you do like a little karaoke song, or you have your wedding's first dance, you have a copyrighted song, they want to make you a felon and put you in jail and sue you for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They've done it before to little innocent kids, and you think, oh, I'm not in the United States, I'm fine. No, they're passing this law so they can send in the troops to arrest you and shut down websites in your country, too. No kidding. Hey, if you don't believe me, look at this article. British student faces extradition to U.S. over copyright infringement. A 23-year-old British computer student faces possible extradition to the U.S. for linking to copyrighted content on his website. He didn't even post copyrighted material. The student, Richard O'Dwyer, was accused of copyright infringement after setting up a website, TV Shack, which had links to thousands of movies and TV shows, but did not host them. He just linked to them. But our government, under Obama, sent in the U.S. Department of Immigration. They're insisting that the UK ship him to the United States so we can put him in prison for 5 years. And what he did is not illegal in the UK. But our government is insisting, and they may even storm England to get him, to bring him to justice here. They're going to use this to take over the internet and shut down sites like YouTube and Twitter and all your favorites so they can control it. So you have to watch their lame-ass, worthless TV shows. But you know what? I've got the secret to stopping it, and you're going to help me do it, right? Now, don't disappoint me. You've got to do your part. Because once the lawmakers find out about this, I think they're going to stop that law. But if you're listening to those hearings, you know, it's all about online piracy, like downloading movies and TV shows and stuff like that. But who do you think... But come here. Who do you think really caused all that piracy, huh? Was it all these kids? No. They needed the tools to do it. Who distributed those tools? Guess who? CBS Television? The CNET division of CBS had almost the exclusive distribution of things like LimeWire, Kazaa, Morpheus, BitTorrent, Azurius, Vooz. CNET, Download.com, and ZDNet are divisions of CBS Interactive, which is owned by CBS Viacom. CNET distributed these little widgets that you would click on those sites. CNET would host the software on their own servers after they've tested it for effectiveness, after their editors approved all the copy and all the pictures, after they tested it thoroughly to make sure it worked perfectly. Then they'd allow it on their site, and they'd give people this widget, because the more downloads that appear on CNET's charts. Because at one time, CNET was a very popular site, and they wanted to be on those charts, so people would say, ooh, the most popular download of the day, I want to be there. Right now you're saying, hey, a lot of other sites had that software besides CNET. Oh, yeah, they did. It was co-branded with CNET. That's right. They made deals where they would distribute their content on sites like AOL, MSNBC, ESPN, Disney'sGo.com. Hey, now it's time to wake up. These SOPA supporters, most of them distributed the file-sharing software and taught people how to use it. But before I go on, I have to explain something. File-sharing software is perfectly legal. However, under the MGM versus Grokster U.S. Supreme Court ruling, they held that one who distributes a device, you know, the file-sharing software, with the object of promoting its use to infringe copyright, as shown by clear expression or other affirmative steps taken to foster infringement, is liable for the resulting acts of infringement by third parties. This is regardless of the device's non-infringing uses. In other words, you can distribute it, but you can't encourage anyone to use it to infringe copyright. And do you know what? CNET and CBS did just that thousands of times. Hey, you SOPA supporting music rights groups, listen up to this. Now, here's one of those ESPN, Disney, CNET co-branded pages. And what do we see here? One of the MP3 Insider file sharing SmackDown tests, something they commonly did for quite a few years. Why did they use Britney Spears and Beatles and known artists? Disney, you put it on your ESPN site for the better part of a decade? Encouraging people to download and copy copyrighted materials? Why did you do it, Disney? Why? It doesn't make any sense. But why would Disney even have their own branded piracy software, branded for Go.com, one of their portals? That's right, the Walt Disney Company that's plowing millions into getting SOPA passed has a ghost of file sharing passed. Their own branded file sharing service to get free MP3s branded the Go Network. And they use Scour as one of their search engines, and what do you know? They were suing Scour at the exact same freaking time. They were suing it and using it to help people procure songs. Disney, I thought you supported SOPA. That's right, guys. Disney's one of the key supporters of SOPA and enjoyed a decade-long distribution deal with CNET for all those downloads. Another one of the key supporters of SOPA, Warner. The Warner Corporation distributed this software through their AOL portal for years and made a bundle doing it. They distributed Kazaa, for God's sakes, BitTorrent. They did them all. AOL? Oh, no, you didn't, AOL, because you were part of Time Warner. They're leading the charge for SOPA. And did you know that the co-founder of CNET, Shelby Bonney, was actually on the board of directors and the chairman of the board of CNET and on the board of directors of Warner Music Group at the same time, distributing all this file sharing software while Warner was actually distributing this material through their AOL portal. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? Why would all of the entertainment companies, it seemed, distribute all this software and encourage people to use it to infringe copyrights when no one else was really distributing this software? And AT&T Broadband Online was in partnership with Comcast. What did they distribute? No, not Kazaa. Yep, that's right. They offered all the co-branded software downloads of CNET, including Kazaa, 281 million downloads. And don't forget that CNET had their own built-in search engine. That's right, it was used for finding MP3s. And to make it even easier, you didn't even have to leave CNET's site. Nope. They actually helped you out by suggesting people like the Beatles or Beck's Loser song. That's right, CBS CNET's Search.com offered the easiest way to find free MP3s. Look at this, they even show you how to get Beck's song Loser, one of the ones that Joel Tenenbaum was sued over. And look, they had presets for YouTube, Britney Spears, and Madonna, and returned results like this that were a simple right-click away and downloaded right from CNET's own cozy little site, so you never had to leave. You can get music for Rush, Incubus, Lenny Kravitz, and more. They maintained this for years as a piracy system. And you simply just push find, and it returned embedded links that you would right-click on and download the songs directly from CNET. They made hundreds of millions of dollars doing this, guys. Hundreds of millions of dollars, while suing kids for using it exactly as they instructed. You got a lot of splaining to do, CBS. A lot of splaining. We can't wait for Discovery. NBC.
All right. We're going to leave it at that part for there. There's more to this. The whole video is 15 minutes. I'm going to encourage you to watch this video. It's on our playlist for today. It's on our YouTube page. Watch the video. They're encouraging you to download it, to share it with others, to pass this information around. They're Twitter it, put it on your Facebook accounts. Just get it out there. Because the very same companies that are suing and wanting to see that there is these piracy acts going in place are the very ones that have entrapped you to using their software in the way that it should be used. And now that you have, they want to sue you for using it the way that they've encouraged you to use it. So very fraudulent. Very, very fraudulent. Great video, great information. Pass this around. We all need to share this to make this a better place. I'll be back.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, Dirk, I'm back. Let's see what we have here. UFO sightings. First one comes to us from Scott Waring Blogspot. UFO shapeshifting during Christmas Eve. Let's take a look at this. All right, here we go. All right, that's okay. This is our object in question. Let's look at it. You're going to see two different images on the left side of the screen. You got the image which is the close-up version, and on the right side, the normal size version. You can see it blinking and changing colors a little bit. It's reddish, orange, a little blue. Alright, and here you got what it looks like when it's smaller. So quite interesting. Fascinating how it's moving and adjusting itself like that. Alright, that's our first one there. Our next one here says this is a collection of sightings that took place over the last couple days. Spate of Christmas UFO sightings caught on video. The latest news related to UFOs, a spate of UFO videos recorded between the 23rd and 25th of 2011, the Christmas UFOs, after what termed to be a UFO respite. The majority of the videos reveal UFO orbs or spheres. A UFO video from Brazil revealed multicolored lights linked to what seemed to be a large object rimmed with green lights. The larger object revealed after we resize the images taken from the video. Alright, let's take a look at this one here. This is the sighting from Brazil. Alright, you got a couple lights right in the middle of the screen here. Okay, I'm just going to zip through. That's Brazil. We're going to move down here. This is over in Russia on the 24th. Right in this area here. Okay. See the whole grouping of them right there in the middle. Let's move along. We got another one here. This was hovering over Canada on Christmas Eve. UFO Global. Alright, very interesting looking one, how it just keeps changing shape. You've seen this one before. Okay. And let's check out here. This is just zipping through them because we got a bunch. Again, UFO Global. Again, we got the single red light up in the sky, right here in the middle of the screen. And here we got New Zealand. Christmas night. Okay, right there again, a reddish colored light. And here is over Mexico City. Alright, a much larger. Okay. And I think we have one more. This is in the UK. North Yorkshire on the 25th. And that's not them. Those are part of the hillside. This one's a little trickier to see. Alright. Very good. Alright, so those are a group of sightings that took place on the over the last couple days. See, this might have been one of those. Yeah, this is the one we saw over Russia. And of course, Tijuana on the 25th. I just showed you this one here. Yep. This was that bright light there. Okay, and our last story for today is about the Rendlesham Forest case, which is at that time of year. The Rendlesham Forest case is taken on the mantle called the British Roswell. In truth, it is a far more significant event than Roswell. There is scarcely another UFO case anywhere which can boast such a large number of apparently highly credible witnesses on 2 separate nights, or such a wide variety of supporting evidence that includes supposed physical traces, an official memo confirming the events written by a high-ranking USAF officer, real-time tape recording made during the second night of the sighting by the same USAF officer, and a report by local police who were called to the scene on 2 separate occasions, and written statements made by the military, witnesses to the first night's events. There are more TV programs to be found posted on YouTube about this one case than any other, and it regularly appears on a list of best ever UFO sightings. Yet much of the discussion of the case is not centered on the well-substantiated primary evidence mentioned above, but instead on the various tales of doubtful provenance that emerged many years later, once the Rendlesham mythology had become well entrenched. Well, it's a large article. We've talked about it many times, about the lights that they saw, about the soldiers, and one of them touching the craft, and what he experienced. We've had Peter Robbins on the show a number of times talking about the very incident. So this article's up there. We're going to be reposting the Peter Robbins interview along with some of the other interviews, as standalone interviews. They'll be up on the site by the end of this week, so you'll be able to check those out. And that is our UFO news for today. Let's jump away to our song, Wake Up, and I'll be back momentarily. Wake up. What if our government was
Responsible for some of the greatest crimes against this nation. Would you really want to know? These are big questions, but these questions deserve answers. It's time to demand the truth.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of them.
9/11 was an inside job. Kennedy was killed by the CIA. Jimmy Carter saw UFO. Answers to secrets you need to know. So wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. The evidence is overwhelming. Step past your fear, take a look. Illuminati lies keep growing, but they're illusion from your eyes. And wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What would our founding fathers say if they were alive today? Must be turning in their graves. Redcoats are coming, big brothers watching. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What if I land and two if I see? And I and the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm. Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. When a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Patriots arise. It's time to demand the truth.
All right, I'm back. So, before we go on to anything else, I want to bring this up. Little reminder for everybody. This is the preamble to the Constitution of the United States. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, refresh ourselves on it. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. All right, we're going to be doing some more reminders over the course of the week. I'm going to bring the Bill of Rights up. I want to make sure that you are all up to speed on what's going on, and we need to remember these documents. The Founding Fathers worked really hard to put those in place, and we shouldn't be giving away our Constitution so easily as the administrators of this country are doing at this present time. Now, Ron Paul is somebody who talks about the Constitution. He gives a weekly update. This is Ron Paul and his weekly update for today. Let's listen to what Dr. Paul has to say.
Hello, this is Ron Paul with your weekly update for December 26th. Little by little, in the name of fighting terrorism, our Bill of Rights is being repealed. The Fourth Amendment has been rendered toothless by the Patriot Act. No more can we truly feel secure in our persons, houses, papers, and effects when now there is an exception that fits nearly any excuse for our government to search and seize our property. Of course, the vast majority of Americans may say, I'm not a terrorist, so I have nothing to hide. However, innocent people are wrongly accused all the time. The Bill of Rights is there precisely because the founders wanted to set a high bar for the government to overcome in order to deprive an individual of life or liberty. To lower that bar is to endanger everyone. When the bar is low enough to include political enemies, our descent into totalitarianism is virtually assured. The Patriot Act, as bad as its violations of the Fourth Amendment was, just one step down the slippery slope. The recently passed National Defense Authorization Act continues that slip toward tyranny and, in fact, accelerates it significantly. The main section of concern, Section 1021 of the NDAA Conference Report, does to the Fifth Amendment what the Patriot Act does to the Fourth. The Fifth Amendment is about much more than the right to remain silent in the face of government questioning. It contains very basic and very critical stipulations about the due process of law. The government cannot imprison a person for no reason and with no evidence presented or access to legal counsel. The danger of the NDAA are its alarmingly vague, undefined criteria for who can be indefinitely detained by the U.S. government without trial. It is now no longer limited to members of Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, but anyone accused of substantially supporting such groups or associated forces. How closely associated, and what constitutes substantial support? What if it was discovered that someone who committed a terrorist act was once involved with a charity? Or suppose a political candidate. Are all donors of that charity or supporters of that candidate now suspect and subject to indefinite detainment? Is that charity now an associated force? Additionally, this legislation codifies in law for the first time authority to detain Americans that has to this point only been claimed by President Obama. According to subsection E of section 1021, quote, nothing in this section shall be construed to affect existing laws or authorities relating to the detention of United States citizens, lawful residents, aliens of the United States, or any other persons who are captured or arrested in the United States, close quote. This means the President's widely expanded view of his own authority to detain Americans indefinitely, even on American soil, is for the first time in this legislation codified in law. That should chill all of us to our cores. The Bill of Rights has no exceptions for really bad people or terrorists or even non-citizens. It is a key check on government power against any person. That is not a weakness in our legal system. It is the very strength of our legal system. The NDAA attempts to justify abridging the Bill of Rights on the theory that rights are suspended in the time of war and the entire United States is a battlefield in the war on terror. This is a very dangerous development indeed. Beware. Thanks for calling this update. A new update is placed on this number, 888-322-1414, every Monday. The written text can be found on my website, www.house.gov/Paul. Thanks for calling.
All right, if Dr. Paul is telling you to beware, then I think that's something that we need to really pay attention to because he is there in the middle of all of that chaos of what's going on. So, very important. All right, now continuing on, you may have heard that in the primary that's coming up in Virginia, that several of the candidates that the mainstream establishment has been pushing have not even made it onto the ballot. That's right, the mainstream media once again has shown their ability to choose quality candidates by this current turn of events, because in Virginia, Newt Gingrich and Rick Perry, amongst others, did not qualify to be on the ballot. Let me show you this article here. It's Mitt Romney versus Ron Paul in Virginia as other candidates failed to qualify for primary ballot. When you're running to be the next president of the United States, it's generally a good idea to make sure people are able to vote for you. But in a surprise twist in this already twisted up campaign, both Newt Gingrich and Rick Perry will not be on the ballot when Virginia Republican voters go to cast their vote for the party's nominee, meaning the primary in the state will boil down to a contest between Mitt Romney and Ron Paul. Several months ago, Gingrich did not file for the Missouri primary, but made a deliberate decision to do so based on his campaign strategy. This time around, Gingrich actually pursued getting on the ballot in Virginia, claiming to have reached the 10,000 signature threshold to qualify. Perry's campaign claimed they had reached it as well, but after the party officials went through all the signatures to validate, neither candidate ended up qualifying. After verification, RPV has determined that Newt Gingrich did not submit the required 10,000 signatures and has not qualified for the Virginia primary, the party announced on Twitter. The rejection is a significant setback for Gingrich campaign since he's leading the polls in Virginia, among likely Republican voters, and is seen as a strong contender for the nomination. Goes on to say that the state also certified that Romney and Paul had enough votes, but as for the rest of the candidates, Michelle Bachmann, John Huntsman, and Rick Santorum, they also failed to qualify as well. So what we've got here is a guy who's running for the office of presidency, two of them, Perry and Gingrich, who have both said that they had the required amount of votes, signatures, but they did not. So they're lying before they even get voted on. It's a good thing they're not on the ballot because they're obviously not very credible, honest individuals. We already know that, but these kind of stories just affirm what kind of people they are. They're not being honest. If they're willing to lie, then what will they do if they actually get in office? Not the right people to be in office at all. Now, this next video here I want to play, it's called A Call for Support. It's about the Toronto hearings. And there's a bunch of good information that's going here about these hearings that they're dealing with in Toronto, putting them together, and the results will have some of those a little bit later. But right now I just wanted you to understand first and foremost what is going on out there by playing this video for you. Here we go. It's about the international hearings of September.
The 10th anniversary of the events of 9/11 is a very important time, and it's going to be used in legitimate and illegitimate ways. A legitimate way to use it is to say a tremendous crime was committed on this day, and we're going to mourn, we're going to grieve, and where appropriate, we're going to be indignant. We're going to try and use this to stimulate us, to find out some things about the world. It's legitimate to do all those things. What's illegitimate, in my view, is to use it to perpetuate myth, lies, fantasies, and to say to people, here are the messages I'm worried about. I'm worried that one of the messages is going to be, this is in the past now. 10 years have gone by. We're going to bury this. It's sacred. It's part of the sacred history of the United States, but it's no longer open for discussion. It's closed. And a few kooks, a few cranks, a few revisionists will challenge it from time to time, but sorry, folks, this is now fact. It's in the history books. The little kids will be reading their history books, and they'll read about Al-Qaeda, and that's it. There are actually many events of this kind that need to be investigated where the state, even in the so-called democracies in the West, the state is refusing to act. Well, we need to have a way in which civil society can hold the state and elements within the state to account. We have physicists, we have engineers, we have historians, we have social science. We have all kinds of people who know how to investigate things. We don't have to wait for the state to tell us it's okay. We're going to investigate now. We have been investigating increasingly over the last 10 years since these events took place. And these hearings are simply one occasion, one forum in which we bring forward some of the evidence that these folks have accumulated, that they have built up. We have every right to do it. We have the skills to do it. We don't have to, as I said, we don't have to wait for the FBI. We have people just as good as the FBI that know how to investigate these things, so we're going to investigate them. That this is an unusually convincing body of evidence. In other words, when you're challenging intelligence agencies, which we are, you very seldom have the chance to say, we don't just think you're wrong. And we don't even just have strong evidence that you're wrong. We can actually prove that you're wrong. It's not that often that we can do that. And in these hearings, one of our objectives is to present a brief but powerful demonstration of the flawed nature of the official narrative. To present the case that this narrative has failed and that therefore we need to look elsewhere. And in the process of this, the hearings are also doing something that I hope will be very important for civil society. We're sifting through a lot of evidence. This happens in two phases. First of all, when the steering committee that's behind the hearings has to sift through a lot of evidence to decide what shall we present. We only have 4 days. And we've got so much material we could take 4 months. We got 4 days. So we have to establish criteria, we have to prioritize, and so on. That's stage one of sifting. Second stage is the panel. Okay? We have this evidence presented by expert witnesses to a panel of citizens. In this case, our panel of discerning citizens will be distinguished people whose judgment we trust. The panel then undertakes stage two of the sifting. They say, we found this convincing, we didn't find this convincing. We find this strong evidence, we find this to be weak evidence. In theory, the panel could throw it all out and say, it's all weak. Or they could say, it's all strong. That's up to them. But in any case, this is an important stage of sifting, so that at the end of this double process, we end up with some evidence that we feel is appropriate. It's in many ways best evidence that we can then use when we present it to further elements in civil society. Population at large, professional organizations, governmental and non-governmental bodies, and so on. When the whole thing is over, the panel will deliberate, will reflect, and will produce a report. And the report will be written up, and also the hearings will be produced as a DVD. We know that not everyone can afford to attend these hearings, so we're going to live webcast the whole thing to make it as widely accessible as we can. Others, of course, will want to be physically present because it's a historically important event. We also have a group of people we're referring to as patrons. And what that really means is people who are willing to endorse this process of hearings, who are willing to have their names publicly associated with it. And some of them are eminent people in general. Some are members of victims' families in 9/11. A variety of people who have a great deal of public credibility on this issue, but we need donations. And we've had a couple of very generous donations. I would just like to make another appeal to people. This is historically important. We're all in this together. We're trying very sincerely to make this a nonpartisan, historically important event. Please help us. We're going to give strong evidence that the official narrative, in crucial respects, is wrong, and that there are huge implications.
All right, I will definitely keep you informed as we know more and get results about what went on at that hearing. All right, now moving right along here, last story. Anonymous was added again over the course of the last couple of days. Anonymous hacks thousands of credit card numbers from security firm and gives to charity. The LooseNet hacking movement Anonymous claims Sunday to have stolen thousands of credit card numbers and other personal information belonging to clients of U.S.-based security think tank Stratfor. One hacker said the goal was to pilfer funds from individuals' accounts to give it away as Christmas donations, and some victims confirmed unauthorized transactions linked to their credit cards. Anonymous boasted of stealing Stratfor's confidential client list, which includes entities ranging from Apple Inc. to the United States Air Force to the Miami Police Department, and mining it for more than 4,000 credit card numbers, passwords, and home addresses. Austin, Texas-based Stratfor provides political, economic, and military analysis to help clients reduce risk, according to a description on its YouTube page. It charges subscribers for its reports and analysis delivered through web, emails, and videos. The company's main website was down with the banner saying the site is currently undergoing maintenance. Proprietary information about the company and government agencies that subscribe to Stratford's newsletters did not appear to be any significant risk. However, the main threat posed to individual employees who had subscribed. Not so private and secret anymore. Anonymous taunted the message in a Twitter, promising the attack on Stratford was just the beginning of a Christmas-inspired assault of a long list of targets. Alright. So there you go. It's the latest from Anonymous. They say they're going to be doing some activities throughout the course of the week. So it will be interesting to see what else transpires from all of that. Alright. Last but not least, our meditation for today. Let's go ahead and close your eyes. Relax. I want you to imagine yourself floating in a large pond. Just floating, feeling weightless, feeling free. I want you to contemplate the meaning of this season beyond all of the festivals that are taking place. This season is a season of peace. It's a season of love, and it's a season of remembering the returning of the light. Physically, a time of the year when we've gone from our darkest, shortest day to the climb back upward to the longest day, which will take place at the summer solstice. Let's imagine all the good vibes put out in the world by the people hopeful for a blessed and holiday season. And let's just continue to send love out into the world to add to all of the love and blessings that are already there. A little more never hurts. Let's imagine all of our chakras are activated, starting with the chakra at the bottom of your spine. Color is red, then raise the energy up to the chakra above it. Right at the belly button, imagine the color orange. From there, raise the energy up to the chakra above it, right at the just below the rib cage, imagine the color yellow. And then send the energy up to the chakra above it, to the heart chakra, imagine the color green. From the green heart chakra, send the energy up to the throat, imagine the color blue. Right between the two eyes, imagine the color violet, and finally to the top of your head, imagine the color indigo, and the light continues on into the cosmos. You're connected above and below, a child of the cosmos and of the earth. Imagine all this multicolored energy from your chakras flowing through your body, overflowing, forming the spiritual armor around your body. Let's imagine again from your heart chakra sending love out to the whole planet, wishing blessings of a happy holiday season to everyone. And with that, let's bring our energy and tension back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1, coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, and whole. There you have it, my friends. That's our show, our prayer, our meditation. I hope you enjoy the information. The links are up at our webpage, firstcontactradio@yahoo.com. Firstcontactradio@yahoo.com is our email if you have any comments or suggestions you might have. I enjoy reading your emails, so keep them coming. Just a little update about what's going on the rest of this week. Obviously, as you know, coming to the end of another year, heading into 2012. So I started a tradition 2 New Years ago of doing some goal setting. So that's exactly what we're going to do this Friday. So get your notebooks ready, get your ideas together, because in the second part of the hour, we're going to do a goal setting workshop to get our mind and get ourselves focused towards 2012. So start thinking about those kind of things if you haven't already. And on Friday, we're going to put that into play. All right? You have a great day. Enjoy the holiday season. Remember, we're still in the midst of Hanukkah. It ends on the 28th. The Christmas holiday has ended, or the Christmas day has ended, but there are still celebrations taking place. And Kwanzaa is beginning today, and it will be a week-long celebration. So be safe out there, my friends. Enjoy the celebrations. Remember what they're all about. Remember what these times are all about. It's not just about materialism, but it's about being with each other and sharing the love and the kindness and the peace of the holiday season. That's it for Dirk Bradshaw. My name's Josh Poet. I'll be back tomorrow with more news information. Till then, be safe. Peace. I'm out of here.